Hey there, welcome to Pokédex, the channel where I build decks for the Pokemon trading card game. I know all of you guys are anxious to see more Ancient Origins decks, and that's why I built this Machamp EX Ariados deck. Pretty obvious combo, to be honest, but everyone was talking about this deck, so I figured I have to build it myself. And here it is, Machamp EX, our main attacker on this deck. It has Steaming Mad for a couple of energy, it does 20 damage times the amount of damage the Pokemon already took. So if it has 100 damage, it deals 200 damage back to our opponent's Pokemon. But there's a catch, this Pokemon becomes confused. So it's not a really good attack because we would have to get out of confusion to be able to attack again the following turn. But it is a good finisher for just 2 energy, so Machamp EX not that bad. And of course the focus here is the second attack, Crazy Hammer, for 3 energy, that's 80 plus 80 if this Pokemon is under a special condition and you remove the special condition. You can see what they were going for with the design of this card. So the first attack puts it under confusion, and then the second one deals extra damage if you land heads on the confusion flip, which hopefully you won't have to, because confusion is just a 50% chance of not even attacking, so we do not want that at all. But if you combine Machamp EX with Ariados, also from the newest set, it has Poisonous Nest, it's a stage 1, and it says once during your turn you may use this ability. Both the active Pokemon, except for grass Pokemon, are now poisoned. So if our active Pokemon, which will be Machamp, is not grass, and it isn't, it will be poisoned, and so will the opponent. So we can actually use Crazy Hammer, remove the special conditions, and deal 160 plus the 10 from the poison if the opponent's Pokemon is not grass, plus any damage increase that we have, like the Stadium, the Fighting Stadium, and the Muscle Bands, and the Strong Energy. So that just becomes a 1-hit KO, potentially even on a Mega. So 160 plus 60, it's 240, so we only need a Stadium, a Muscle Band, and Strong Energy, or just 2 Strong Energy and 1 of the others. So it's actually pretty easy to get there. The problem is it's kind of slow, we need 3 energy to be able to do that, but otherwise Machamp EX would be just a really good Pokemon. Actually I don't know, some months ago this would have been a wonderful card to have, but with the current format I don't think it's going to be that great, but time will tell, I guess. Let's just start looking to the deck. We start off with 2 Shaymin EX, just here for setup. Obviously we play not those many Pokemon, so we actually have the space to spare in our bench. Funny thing, we do not have double colorless energy in this deck, so we will not be using Sky Return a lot. So yeah, if this guy becomes active, we have to retreat out of it, potentially by playing an energy or playing a switch. So yeah, something to keep in mind. We have, as far as attackers, we have 2 Alucha, just because they're really good. Also retreat for free, sometimes that's relevant, especially since, well, we'll get there in a second. Well, I mean I can get there now. So Machamp EX, sometimes we leave it in the active position or we start with it and the opponent deals damage to it. We can use Steaming Mad, and it will become confused, but if we have a Hawlucha and a switch in hand, we can just switch into the Hawlucha and then retreat into the Machamp again and use the attack again. So it actually becomes really nice. Sometimes we don't even need Crazy Hammer. If the opponent does not have a deck that 1-hit knock KOs our Machamp, Steaming Mad just becomes a very good attack, especially if we have the switch and the Hawlucha. Just get back to the Machamp EX without the confusion. We also have a couple of Landorus here, not the Landorus EX because that's rotating, and remember I'm looking at decks after the rotation. This Landorus, the one from Furious Fist, has Shout of Power for single energy, does 20 damage, and you attach a basic energy card from this card pile to the bench Pokemon. So we can actually use this guy to recharge the Machamps on our bench. And then a 2-2 Ariados line plus the 3 Machamp EX that we already talked about. As far as trainers go, we actually have a lot of space, a lot of room in the deck for trainers. So I went with Crushing Hammers. So I have 4 Crushing Hammers and 1 Enhanced Hammer. A lot of hammers going on. We have all the hammers that remove energy, and we have Crazy Hammer as well. So yeah, these are pretty decent, especially because I'm trying to offset the fact that Machamp is a really slow Pokemon. So because we need 3 energy to charge up this guy, I guess having hammers to be able to remove the opponent's energy will allow us some spare time to build up our dudes. I'm playing 1 Level Ball and 2 Ultra Ball. I'm playing those because they go really well with Korrina. As far as Pokemon catchers, I think that's all we need. The fact that we can Korrina for an Ultra Ball and then just get a Shaymin EX is really good because we turn Korrina into a ball plus card draw. I think that's super awesome. But we also have a level 1 in here if what we want to get is a Hawlucha, Spinarak, or the Ariados. So it allows us to not discard cards if that's what we want. We also have 1 Professor's Letter, which also combines really well with Korrina. 3 Switch, as I said, they go really well with Machamp if we need to use Steaming Mad. And then we have the 4 Trainer's Mail, which we see more and more because as supporters rotate out, like N, we have to fill our deck with something that draws us cards. And Trainer's Mail was already really good in its own right, but now it's even better. No, this deck doesn't really miss N because we also play the Korrina, but oh well. It's really good, so also grabs us the damage increases and all that. As I said, 2 Ultra Ball, we have 3 VS Seeker, and as far as supporters go, we have 1 Ace Trainer. This deck usually, as I said, once again, takes a little bit time to build our Machamp EX, so we can use an Ace Trainer early on if they kill one of our early attackers like a Hawlucha or Landorus, or if they manage to kill a Machamp EX. So Ace Trainer I feel like is decent. I'm only playing 1 because we can grab it with VS Seeker, and most of the time I would rather just be playing any other supporter. We have the 3 Korrina, 2 Lysander, really good for the tactical knockout, and then the 4 Professor Sycamore, it's still the best supporter in the game. Damage increasers, we have 3 Fighting Stadium, 4 Muscle Band, and then as far as the energy goes, 4 Strong and 7 Fighting Energy. That's the deck. Pretty fun, as you guys will see, so let's just jump right into the matches. Alright, so we're playing against, seems like a Dragon deck, so I'd say Dragon Rayquaza, probably, with some Shaymin in there or something. The Shaymin being the colorless part, so we take a mulligan. Alright, I'm just going to start with a Hawlucha, because it retreats for free. And I can put the Landorus down. I'm not going to put the Machamp because Headringer is a thing, so I want to make sure that we have that Muscle Band on the Machamp. And then, yeah, it seems like it's a Rayquaza deck. I don't really know how we pair up against that deck, but I guess we'll find out. Ultra Ball. Oh. Cannot see what my opponent has in his discard pile. I hope this is not a discard pile bug creeping up again, because that's just really annoying. And my opponent is probably going for a Shaymin. I know one of the 3 cards in hand is a Sycamore. Yeah, this Rayquaza. Yeah, Shaymin. And yeah, we cannot see what my opponent played, so... Okay, so I'm just going to put this Machamp down. And we find a Professor's Letter, which is awesome, because we did not have energy in our hand. So I'm just going to get a couple of energy with this. And I think I'll actually start attacking with a Hawlucha. Hopefully this hammer hits. Oh, it does. Nice. That's really good. Let's just Flying Press this Rayquaza for 80. If we manage to draw, I don't know, the Stadium or a Strong Energy, we can just knock out that thing the following turn, and my opponent puts a energy in there and just evolves. So it's kind of afraid of knockout this turn. And oh, there's nothing else there. Oh, we would have knocked out that thing. I think I'm going to put this energy on the Machamp and just cross my fingers and hope to draw supporter really quickly, or else the opponent is just going to run over us. Okay, so there's the Reshiram and a net energy attachment, maybe another Fire Energy. Yeah, that Rayquaza is getting charged up. If my opponent is able to find a... I don't know, my opponent can just kill my Hawlucha. I think that's the best play. That thing has 50 energy if he does not kill my Shrine of Memories. Ugh. Now he can definitely kill my Hawlucha. Oh, my opponent does nothing. I think that's a mistake. I'm just going to Lysander out that thing really quickly and just flying press it away. Yeah, my opponent could definitely kill my Hawlucha. Maybe he was waiting for the right time with a Lysander just to discard the energy, but yeah, the fact that we could also have the Lysander in hand would just be massive for us, I think. So I think my opponent screwed up, to be honest. And more energy coming to my opponent's hand, but I wonder if... Okay, so evolution, that Mega Rayquaza. And High Dragon could also be a decent attacker, I guess 80 damage. Okay. I'm going to Trumpet Stadium and just Lysandering out something. Can go for the Shaman. And I'm just going to start... Yeah, this way we can deal 80 damage if nothing else, so... We do not have any other fighting energy in the discard pile anyway, but... Oh, my opponent ends us, okay. So that's not something that's going to happen a lot, because I'm thinking of my decks after the rotation, so... And once again, the Rayquaza doesn't come out, so I'm just free to take a knockout out of that Shaman. I'm just going to play this Corrin, I think. Let's get another Hawlucha. If I have the ball for the Spinarak, that would be nice. Yeah, that's a level ball. Let's just grab that Spinarak. Now I can put that Ariados down the following turn. Quite happy with my game right now. I think I can find an energy next turn, but I can't see the discard pile. I don't think I have energy there. So I don't think if this Landorus is going to be good. So I mean, the Hawlucha would die from the attack, so maybe, I don't know. Hawlucha has been really good for us. That's something that I have to say. My opponent still has to take 6 prizes, so it was a combination of energy removal and we drew that Shaman out of the end. Oh right, it was a combination of energy removal and my opponent messing up, I think, but we will take it. So 130 now. Okay, my opponent is not able to attack next turn, so I'm just going on with this Shaman, this Hawlucha, I mean. Oh, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I could have just played the switch and draw an extra card. Yeah, kinda sorry for that. Oh, more hammers, nice. That's just I think I'll play I'm going to play the Karina for sure, but I don't really know what I'm going to get. Maybe I can go for the Ultra Ball, so maybe I'll discard this Machamp. Yeah. Okay, we do have the Ariados. We have another Shaman. That's nice. Maybe it's worth it to keep this ball in hand. I don't know. Let's just throw the hammers. Oh, we hit the first one. Nice. My opponent. Something's lagging here. Okay, so another energy removal. That's pretty good. And now my opponent. I think my opponent is in big trouble. Can just flying press here. Next turn, I can either Ultra Ball for the Ariados or a Shaman. And yeah. Corina with Ultra Balls and Shamans is really good. It's like drawing the computer search that rotated out, so... Oh, okay. My opponent is going to kill the Machamp. I guess that sucks, but it's not the end of the world. That's the first prizes my opponent takes, actually, so... Oh, we drew the Sycamore. So maybe just go for the Ariados. Which card? Yeah. can poison my opponent also. There's another hammer. Maybe that one hits and... Oh my god, I think this is it, I think. My opponent is in big trouble. I think I'm actually attaching another energy to the Holucha because it's... okay. 80 and then 80 again the following turn. I think that's enough. Okay. Computer search, but I really don't know what my opponent can do here to get out of this mess. If he retreats, we are going for that OVS Seeker. Maybe it's another N. But my opponent also is really low on prizes, so... Oh, he ends, actually. We do have the Trainer's Mail, so that's something, I guess. But this Holucha is not going to die, so... And we are building another Machamp back there. My opponent tanks for a bit. I don't really know what kind of magic he can pull, so he just retreats into that thing. So yeah, we got the Ultra Ball for the Shaman. I have to discard the energy though, but I guess let's see what we have. Okay, so there's the switch. Maybe shouldn't have played that Trainer's Mail. If there was anything else, I couldn't do nothing, so I'm just, yeah. Okay, Lysander, let's just grab that big guy back there and just bam, 80 damage, victory is ours. This was a pretty interesting game. I mean, I think my opponent messed up, but our hammers were insane this game. I think I flipped heads on all of them. So yeah, when that happens, I guess. But we didn't really get to see much of Machamp and Ariados, so I think I'm actually going for an extra game. So yeah, I think I'll play another game for you guys. Okay, maybe this time we can find a game with more Machamp and Ariados. So we have no basics, and we start with a Spinarak, I guess. I'm definitely not going to put that Shaman EX down as a starter if I can avoid it, so maybe, yeah, I think I'll put energy on Spinarak just so that I'm able to retreat the following turn. I can even put this Muscle Band down. We have 4 and I need to draw the extra cards. Okay, maybe we find an Ultra Ball. No Ultra Balls. Ugh, I guess I'll go for the Crushing Hammer. Yeah, this sucks. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for the Crushing Hammer because, I don't know. Now I didn't Sycamore, but oh well, let's see what happens. Can definitely draw a lot of stuff. If we draw the Landorus, we can just retreat from the Spinarak and just get that energy where it belongs on a decent attacker. So my opponent plays Pokemon Fan Club. Definitely a supporter that gained a lot from the rotation since N filled a lot of space in the decks, but now it's gone, so we have to find other ways to... Oh, it kind of feels like we're playing against Florges deck with, I guess, Togekiss to spread energy around. Guess we'll see in a minute. Okay, my opponent Geomancies. She's really good right here. Maybe our hammers will hit again. That would be really good for us. Okay, first hammer, I'm going for the Florges, I guess. And the second hammer, yay! We can actually remove from the Xerneas. Okay, we have a switch, which I don't think I'll get because I'll play the Sycamore this turn. Let's put the Stadium down, because why not? And then, yeah, we actually... Oh, but we do not have another energy. Hopefully, we do have another Shaman there, because we really need to draw an energy. There it is, the Shaman. Let's just put it down. There we go. Just retreat into this tooth. And we have 2 energy in the discard pile, so I will just put them on the Machamp. We're getting ready really soon to just start using our Machamp EX. backed up by the Ariados, putting the poison. Opponent flips tails on this Professor Birch's observations, poor opponent, but oh well. There's a Spritzy. And another Geomancy. I guess this turn is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to... Do I get the Pokemon this turn? I'm in the spinner rack. I'm definitely going to put this thing here. This dude's Shout of Power will bring an energy back, and I guess that's it. We can use the Ultra Ball the following turn. I guess we can see what we're missing. And then if our opponent Lysanders or something, we can use this Ultra Ball to grab something else. Let's see. Trainer's Mail going for Pokemon Fan Club again, okay. There's a Florges and another Florges, okay. Definitely a Speed Florges deck with a Stadium and I guess Togekis for... Oh, my opponent actually brings his Florges to the active position and just gets a Wally. So I think my opponent is going to evolve this Togekis. That's what it feels like. Can also evolve that Aromatisse, but if we get rid of the energy, it doesn't really matter too much. Bright Garden will do a lot of damage, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not enough. My opponent just needs to find more Pokemon, so... We do have the Lysander in the discard pile, so maybe I just Lysander out this Togetic and just get rid of it. I think I'm going to do that. Just going to put this thing here, and I'm just going to Lysander. I don't even need to discard stuff this turn, so I'm just going to see what I draw out of the prizes before we discard anything else for that Ultra Ball. So, and now my opponent is left without energy. He might just play the Wally on that Spritzy to evolve it, but if that's the case, I'm pretty happy because I can just knock out the Florges really easily with our Machamp. So. He's two hit KOing us at most, and we are potentially just, oops, not this one, just doing 1-hit KOs on all his Pokemon. So yeah, we found a Stadium, which is just piling on and Crazy Hammer. Bam, 200 damage, there we go. I would be really surprised if our opponent came back from this. Guess against slow decks, this is really good. Slow decks like the Fairy decks and all that, I guess this deck is actually pretty decent. Funny thing is, if we actually use the first attack, we could also deal just a lot of damage. Like we have 120. Our opponent concedes. It was really hard for them to come back. We just Lysandered out and just took care of all those energy, and it was never really close. So yeah, that's the deck. It's really fun, especially if the opponent is also a slow deck. I think this deck has a lot of play to it, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to be tier 1, not even close. If you compare this to Rayquaza and Vespiquen and all that, even metal decks I think have are way more flexible and have a lot more play to them than this deck. But oh well, if you guys think it's a cool and fun deck, I urge you guys to play it. It's an EX Pokemon Machamp, but it's actually pretty easy to get, I think, on trades, because it's not one of the most expensive ones. So yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comments as usual. See you guys next time. Bye.